What up, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of The Truth Hurts. I got through the opening. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying this week. We have a ton to get through, but before we get into the serious stuff, I'm always looking inside the Zoom app before we start to see there's some settings I couldn't find. And Rob, there's this unbelievable setting that has to do with something that happened during COVID when everybody was working at home. You may have seen this video on the internet, but you got like 15 people on a Zoom call, and all of a sudden one dude stands up and you see him undo his pants and he comes back, literally see hand lotion and fucking tissues, and the guy starts jerking off on the Zoom, and everyone's like, and screaming at him. So there is a setting now on Zoom to hide sensitive things. And we're not talking about you seeing, like, I can't see what's on your desk. Nobody can see what's on. That's not the sensitive data. That's not the sensitivity that they are trying to use and protect people from seeing. So thought that was fucking unbelievable.
Very cool. By the way, that guy now works at Doge.
Yeah, that is big balls. All right, so listen, let's dive right into Doge. Let's dive right into the first topic. I don't think this is going to go away anytime soon, and that is really Doge cutting USAID, a bunch of other government institutions, and really I think we should start with USAID, and we can start with the cons because there are many in terms of what's going on. And I would say at the highest level, cutting a lot of foreign aid or putting it on pause indefinitely creates an opportunity for our foreign adversaries to leverage that and to take further strides. Specifically, as my experts are telling me, in China, for instance, where they already have a huge presence, they already have tied up all of the rare earth minerals there. And it's just further, I guess, deployment of their philosophy and opportunity that they're taking to globalize the world, according to China. That you see all of these programs also that, and these allegations, $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza. That's not true. Chelsea Clinton, I saw overnight, Chelsea got 48 million. That's not true. The truth hurts. And we said in episode 1 that we're only looking to support our views and our commentary with facts. So, that's what I was doing this morning, digging in. There were reports last night, actually 2 reports that I've seen, and they keep surfacing, and one's tied to Ted Cruz, so I'm trying to ascertain whether that's real or not. But one is through USAID, like a couple $100 million through a third party went to a cement manufacturing facility inside Gaza, and then somehow we ended up buying concrete from that company, and ultimately they're saying that concrete was used to help make the tunnels inside Gaza. So I'm really trying to get into that and see if there's any validity to that. And then there was something else last night, Ted Cruz allegedly saying, I didn't see that this morning, so maybe it's not true, about $145 million aid package that got pushed through right at the end through government agencies by the Biden administration. Hush, hush, nobody's supposed to know about it. So 2 interesting things. There's so much information out there. And, the cutting of the funding, aside from all the people out there that we don't know that are on sort of furlough or have opted to take their pay and move on. My son's, he's kind of fucked in the near term because he's relying on these agencies for a job. And basically you're cutting the You're cutting the work opportunity while maintaining the talent pool and people with more experience. Obviously, it just continues to put young, smart minds at a disadvantage.
So thoughts on that? I was thinking about this last night, and I haven't really heard any much talk about it, but they're putting all these people basically out of work.
Yeah.
Right. And so what is that going to do to unemployment ultimately, potentially? Are they going to turn around and start paying these people through unemployment, or do these people waive unemployment somehow as part of this deal? Do we just take one problem and move it to another problem? Will be interesting to see how that sort of plays out. And it's not just,
would be interesting.
Not just that one agency, but obviously the more they do this, do we create an unemployment situation?
Yeah. And it comes down to math, right? So it'd be interesting to see savings on the left and payout on the right, and see where we are. I mean, the way they're doing it, so there's no transparency in government whatsoever. The way they're doing it is not really, even though it's transparent, it's really not transparent. Like, I went to the Doge site today. It tells you, like, it lists all the programs and the money, but it doesn't tell you exactly what the issue is. And are you taking the 45 million? Or are you not? Or are you taking a percent of the 45 million? Hold on, let me see if I still have this.
Right. So I love what you're getting at, because, I was thinking about this last night. I obviously have no life if this is what I'm thinking about on Friday night, but, where's the reporting? Like, where's the findings? Right.
And the other thing, like, if you go on Doge, it says, like, total savings $37 billion, but that's their goal, right? And right now, it doesn't even, they're less than 2% to their goal. And total savings, I guess, on the 36 billion is only $245 a person. So there's a few things. One is the government spending is completely out of whack, and government programs 100% have to get fucking whacked and really scaled back. And we do have to, like, really dig in and have really uncomfortable conversations, because why, Rob? The truth hurts. And we have to save the country. We talked about it the other day. Debt to GDP is running 120%. It's fucking whacked. We've been saying for probably 15 years, maybe 20, that's, how we're racking up debt is unsustainable. We talk about China. China calls all the debt that they own. We're fucked. Like, China holds all the cards right now. So tough to shut this down and put them in a more advantageous position. But how would you sort of implement a massive scale back of government spending without putting a halt on it to dig in?
Honestly, and it would take time, possibly not even one administration, but I would treat it like any business does. I would bring in smart people. I would have a plan to analyze all these agencies. Maybe not start with, one that's all about, helping people. It seems like it's guided by just sheer meanness in a way. But I would do that analysis, and I would come up with my findings.
Yeah.
And then make decisions based on those findings. I don't see any evidence that any of that is happening. Right? What you have, I hate to use the bull in the China shop or the sledgehammer, analogy, but that does seem like what it is. We're not. It's like they're saying they're being transparent, but they're not at all. Right? What are these decisions based on?
I agree. There was a lack of transparency for 4 years, and now we're really seeing a lack of transparency, and I agree. Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather them cut funding for the rest of the world, or just start cutting funding here domestically? Because you got to start somewhere.
I guess I would say I'm not sure that it has to be one or the other. I think it could be across the board, but with some logic and a plan. I'm very big on plans, creating a plan, executing a plan.
It's all about
because here's the thing. They don't know the repercussions of what they're doing.
Right. That's fair.
Right. They're just doing something. It's like
But even if they had a plan, we wouldn't know. Right.
True. But I guess what I'm saying is it's like they're getting an immediate result without really knowing what that result is going to lead to.
Fair.
So I would take a more across the board approach. Now, listen, I don't know anything about government or running government, so it's easy for me to say. I agree. We know there's got to be fat, right? But I think finding the fat first is the important piece.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You got to find the fat.
Yeah.
Where's the fat? We need an old lady screaming, "Where's the fat?"
Where's the fat?
All right, let's move on. I'm sure you saw. Oh, that's not good. I'm sure you saw last weekend the DNC, their whole "Let's elect a new leader" fiasco, and how they come to, I guess, their board of trustees or whatever the group of 7 is. Did you see that nonsense?
Yes.
To me, and I'm going to read exactly what they said in a minute, but this crystallizes everything that's wrong with the Democratic Party right now. It crystallizes how out of touch they are with the rest of America. And I'm not saying anything against gay rights, trans rights, but when you take meritocracy out of the equation and you do things like this, it leads to disasters, specifically like the Los Angeles fires, okay? Top to bottom, fucked up who was there in office and how they did things. So let me read this real fast, okay? Our 3 at-large vice chair positions are used to ensure gender balance among 7 officers. Our rules specify that when we have a non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female. I get it, okay? And the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced with the results of the previous 4 elections. So we're now basically saying if there's a gender neutral or non-identifiable person, whatever pronouns you want to choose, you then have to create a specific mix of other parties on this committee or in the legislature to accommodate a rule versus having the most qualified people serving the public. I mean, that is fucking so whacked. And like, I think you brought it up when we were talking earlier in the week. Why is it men and women? What happens if you have 3 white and 3 black? I mean, sorry, 3 white and 3 men and 3 women, all white. What about blacks? What about Latinos? What about Asians? Fuck, Jews were just named a minority class. What about the Jews? No, I know, fuck the Jews.
Where's the Jews?
They're being huddled and shuttered into a cattle car being taken somewhere, probably Australia, where they're just going to get burned to death.
Oh, God.
Yeah, fucking Australia. Have you seen fucking Australia?
We're both Jewish. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, I already said episode 1, big
Okay.
Jew, big Zionist, okay? Fuck it. Gotta stop leaning back. It fucks up how I look. Anyway, where were we? What the fuck were we saying?
The insanity of the DNC.
Yeah, oh, I got you. I mean, it makes no sense. It's just so fucking retarded. Sorry, that's that word again. Sorry, Dad. I haven't cursed, but I gotta say retard. Got it. Yeah, you were gonna say something.
I've lost my track. Okay, so yeah, I was just gonna say I don't know how these positions happen. Are they nominated? Is there some campaigning process that happens to get on that committee? But but to your point, it should be based on, merit and your experience and track record. And I guess in a sense, you have to have some assurance that, I don't know, men and women are going to both be represented in that decision. And I don't know how you do that necessarily, but I don't know what the answer is, honestly, but it does seem very silly when you hear him read the rules for how this committee has to be formed. Because if you have a non-binary white, do you also have to have a non-binary black or Asian or Jew, or where does it end?
Yeah, no, there is no end, except in the wrong people being hired in positions they're ultimately not the most qualified to hold,
Potentially.
But we're seeing that. I'm sure that there are so many qualified, but the problem is we're seeing more and more unqualified. It's coming to light more. And unfortunately, it's coming to light when there's a big problem, whether it's something going on in a town where the sheriff ain't right or the mayor ain't right, something like that. Probably the sheriff more than the mayor. Or you're looking at, some catastrophe across an entire country. Across an entire state. California could be its own country. Complete insanity. And again, it goes to how out of touch the Democrats are. And also, I just want to say, last week did we talk about Chuck Schumer last week? Or are we talking offline this week? But Jesus Christ, that guy should just go away, okay? First of all,
we will win.
Yeah,
we will win.
Are you fucking kidding me? And everybody hates Jews. You're a fucking caricature of that Jewish guy holding the bag of money. Just go away and shut the fuck up. You're already a self-hating Jew, okay? You've done enough bad for us. I hate him, Rob. I know you like him.
I told you, I do like him, but I do think it's time for him to step out of the spotlight.
Really, really. Let's get some new leadership. Him and Maxine Waters, you got to be kidding me. That's leadership? You may have good ideas, but they are not leaders.
Yeah, they need some new blood. They need a new face.
Crazy.
And new ideas.
Let's change gears real fast. Let's talk about our DHS head, Miss Noem.
Swing.
Did you happen to see her riding that horse, fucking decked out in that cowboy hat and her fucking jacket? Dude, she's hot.
Listen, I know that she's, I'm sure, very qualified, very smart, speaks really well, but she's super hot.
Fucking super hot. And that's the DHS head that I want, all right? I want to see her next time with a shotgun tucked into the side of the saddle, you see the cowboys, all right? That's what I want to see. Her sending an even more powerful message.
Listen, I'm not a gun guy, but I would like to see that as well.
He's so fucking hot. Trump would go wild if there was video. Look at her. She's the best. I can't say sexiest, but wow, look at that outfit.
You can say whatever you want now.
You can. So let's move on to Gaza and Israel, because it was a big fucking week of crazy announcements. And I watched that press conference and it was just, I kept having to hit pause and rewind because I really wasn't sure I was hearing things correctly. But woo-hoo, let's go, kick them out, fuck them. Put them on all those humanitarian aid trucks.
Are you imitating Bibi at the moment?
I am. Okay, so let's talk about Bibi. Maybe the most savvy political leader of all time, okay? He comes to America. He knows he's got an ally in Trump, but he also knows he's got problems at home because he's got to keep up the war or he's going to lose his coalition. Boom, no longer prime minister. So he comes to America. He probably called up Jared like a week before and was like, "You got to start whispering in his ear." But he he gets everything that he wants, and he gets fucking Gaza rebuilt. Okay, I mean, from the U.S.'s standpoint, you could shut down our Qatari airbase and treat them like the terrorists that they are and build a nice little airbase in the Negev. Okay. Nice little airbase, down by the Negev and have a really strong US presence right there. It would be such a deterrent to the Middle East. Now, how the fuck are you really going to get the Palestinians out? I say cut the tops off of all those aid trucks and have them jump on. We could not make it like so horrible, like put seats in it and hand out bottles of water and food and just half go, what is that? East to Jordan and half go south to Egypt, and they get to hold on to them. Like the vast majority of Palestinians are Jordanian. They're from they have Jordanian heritage. So, go home temporarily. And when it's rebuilt in 10 or 15 years, you can, you'll hold a piece of paper. We'll give you the right to come back. That's what I think. And that's what I want to see, buddy. It's like music to my fucking ears.
So it sounds like it sounds like one possible solution. I don't know what I think about this whole thing. I'm all about peace and love, baby. But whether I agree with it or not, I think, and I said this to you last week, I don't agree with really basically anything that Donald Trump says. And I was shocked when I felt myself agreeing with him saying what we've been trying in the Middle East for decades is not working and something else has to happen. And I was kind of like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, you hate it when you agree with him. It's
no, I'm not saying I agree with what he's suggesting, but
no, but you agree with that comment, and still
I agree with the comment.
Any credibility in anything he says or does is
because listen, it's easy for us to sit here and say, well, these people are Jordanian by birth, and so that's not their home, so we can tell them to leave, but
bye, see ya.
Listen, you weren't born in New Jersey, but what if they said you need to go home?
I was forced to relocate to Philadelphia. That's what I was from Miami. Forced to relocate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. Now, I have seen real video of Gazans saying, "I want to fucking leave. Why would I want to stay here? It's been shit. Hamas better not fucking kill me, but I want out. I want to be away from Hamas and I want a better life." So I don't know.
I'm sure there's plenty of those people. And I'm sure there's plenty that don't agree with that. And I think, again, me being me, I'm saying you got to figure it out, and it should be a negotiation, but it's not. It's going to be a war or some military action that's going to end up causing this.
Well, you got to get all the.
But you're right. But you're right. By the way, it's not going to happen.
No, it won't happen. But ideally, you get the civilians out, and then you have a ISIS situation where you only have bad guys, and you just start on the perimeter, and just until everybody's in the middle, and then you destroy the middle, and you take care of. And granted, all of Hamas won't be gone, but that would be a way to really. And I'm sure Bibi knows and is waiting for and hoping for that opportunity, because ultimately you won't be able to destroy all of Hamas unless you get unfettered access. Now, the thing that Trump says that's very true also is there's so many fucking weapons and bombs and mines and IEDs. Is that it? Yeah, IED, not IUD. I got them confused a lot. IED, right? Because they both blow shit up. The IED, there's so many all over, like it's really unsafe. So I don't know. Listen, you want the Gazans to go out and clean up all the fucking mines? Fine. Send them out in a giant line and let them move from south to north and try and find them all. There's another. Uh-oh. Waleed. Not good.
Now, did we say the Gazans or did you say Hamas?
You got to send the Gazans out. Hamas is hiding. They're not going to do that dirty work. They're going to send out fucking. They're going to make the civilians put on green fucking headbands and send them out. You know.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think we want to use the people that we're trying to help
well, that's
in a Russian roulette type situation.
That's my point. Is that well, ultimately that would be like a wet dream. But listen, they only want Jews in Israel gone. Like I would say, and I'm going to go out on a limb, but maybe 1%, less than 1% of Palestinians want to make peace with Jews in Israel. You've just seen it. You saw them and took the fucking hostages. You know, they're all like jerking off. They're so fucking excited. So, yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot more that's going to come out on this. I think it'll be like the gift that keeps on giving, like Brittney Spears, which we'll get to in a little bit because she fucking is awesome. But in the interest of time, we're going to run out of time in a few minutes. I want to talk about the New York Times and what a piece of shit rag it is. And you and I have talked about RFK Jr. And whether we agree or disagree with a lot of what he says. But the New York Times, the liberal lying piece of shit rag that it is, and I can't believe that.
Of which I'm a subscriber, by the way.
Yeah, you got to stop, man. They're so anti-Semitic. You stop paying Jew haters. Stop. Don't click on the links, people. Every time you click on a New York Times link, they make money off of your Jew blood and hard work, and you got to stop. You know who I'm talking to in my family. Quit it out. Stop being shtetl Jews and stop doing the same things. All of you, stop being fucking shtetl Jews. So anyway.
I love Dale Book.
Yeah. So listen, I want to read to you this because it's so fucking whacked, okay? So the New York Times wrote an article saying RFK Jr. was wrong on Fruit Loops, okay? Saying that his allegations of our and Canadian Fruit Loops being different is incorrect. So this is the quote, okay? The ingredient list is roughly awesome, the same, although Canada has natural colorings made from blueberries and carrots. Here it is, baby. While the U.S. product contains red dye 40, yellow 5, and blue 1, as well as some word that's so long I can't read, but its acronym is BHT, a lab-made chemical that's used for freshness, according to the ingredient label. So how the fuck is he not telling the truth? And it's so disingenuous. And this is this is fake news. And every day they have fake news. They call Israelis being released not prisoners. They call them some other fucking like soft words, not hostages. Israelis released in prisoner swap, something like that. Not hostages. So disingenuous. Such pieces of shit. I fucking hate the New York Times.
So by the way, in terms of the RFK story, I think it's funny because it's such a unimportant story. Like there's so much more to go after. Why go after Fruit Loops?
Yeah.
You know, that's and so yeah, they were wrong about that, obviously. And again, I think he's Fruit Loops basically, but once again, just like my Trump comment, he did kind of come out with something that I agree with for one time, which is this, you know, going after American companies for poisoning our kids and our food, where that does not happen in other countries.
80% of U.S. food subsidies, like food stamps and all that other shit, ends up being in like processed foods. So yeah, the guy's whacked, okay? Anybody who pulls over and puts a fucking dead bear carcass on their roof, okay? I don't care. I mean, maybe if you live in Alaska, okay, maybe, okay? But like, he's whacked. But he is terrifying, but how are you going to, and it's like everything else that we've talked about, and we're going to run out of time in a minute. How do you make change if you don't bring somebody who's not beholden and who's not an insider in? And look, what does he want to do? He's not anti-vax, but he doesn't want kids having all these vaccines before they're 6 months old, and totally can be spread out over the first 2 years. Okay, his kids are vaxxed. Okay. Um, and he talks about 1989. And nobody wants to talk about 1989. That's when the government changed the rules around vaccines. You go back before 89, take a look at autism, take a look at allergies, fucking nuts, all that fucking bullshit, celiac. You never heard of that. So I think that there's something there too. I think that he's raising important questions and pointing to important triggers that the iron triangle of government, drugs, and food do not want to be discussed. It would be so detrimental to the food industry. First of all, why are we even subsidizing our farmers here? Let's have them grow fucking healthy stuff, okay? Like,
well, we're going to start. We're going to start subsidizing them more now.
Yeah.
That USAID's not going to be buying, $3 billion worth of their product.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know if that number was right, but
I don't think it is.
It's a good number.
But why not? Hey, look, if Trump can throw shit out, we can throw shit out. All right. So I want to move on quickly to Brittney Spears. Did you see those videos I sent you?
I did.
Dude, I love her. Okay. I love the Spears family. I used to think that Carl and Bonnie Lindros were the ultimate parents of the year. The way they raised their kids and sent them out into the world. But no, the Spears parents are the fucking best. So Brittney this week posted on the internet 2 awesome videos. Okay. One was her showing a pair of $6,000 shoes that she bought to cheer up the residents of Los Angeles after the fires. And the other was celebrating her birthday. Did you see that shit?
Yes.
She's, by the way, Brittney Spears is not 30. She's not 40. She's 5. She's 5, and she's going into kindergarten. I encourage all of you to follow her on Instagram. Find her and follow her because, yeah, some people may say it's not nice to laugh at others. But my God, if you're in a bad mood, you just put on her videos and it's impossible not to laugh and smile. Holy fuck.
And by the way, if RFK didn't get confirmed, she was next in line.
She very well could be. Very, very well. Also, if you have not seen the Jackass episode where they put her in the outhouse on giant rubber bands and launch her into the air, you gotta keep that shit. Holy
I have not seen that.
Yo, we're almost out of time. Anything? Any last words for you?
Just real quick, the whole FBI thing I think is insane.
Yes, agreed.
And terrible. And we'll get into it next time. But just any way you look at it, terrible.
Yes. Next week, definitely tune in. We're going to talk about Black History Month, and we're going to have some experts on the show. You want to take us out, Rob?
Maybe.
Can you do it, baby? Can you hit play?
I thought I could, but
some more music, motherfucker. All right, here we go. This makes me think of our boy Arrow. We miss you, son. We miss you, Mr. Mojo Rising.
We miss you, Arrow.
Rob, we didn't play What's in Your Pocket. We got to do it. Turn the music off.
Okay, hold on. I got to get a better setup to do this, but
really do. But
yeah,
listen,
we'll get it there.
Real fast before this shit cuts out. In my pocket right now is this. So I ordered 2 pagers, okay? So when I'm on the street and I encounter fucking anti-Semitic pieces of shit, fucking mask-wearing dickheads, I keep it off so that when I turn it on and I hand it to them, it beeps really loud. Can you hear that? Lisa's so mad at me.
Did you check the brand on that by any chance?
It says direct page. I was hoping I could get like a Hebrew message put in it, but I haven't figured out how to do that.
I would just don't keep it in your pocket. Just hold it out like this at all times.
Well, I see the Baytar guys, they go to these rallies and they're like, free pager, free pager, free pager. And, you know, none of the bad guys want them. I don't know why. So anyway, yeah, that's in my pocket this morning. And y'all have a good week. We'll see you in a few more days. Now, play us out.
I can't.
All right.
We'll get it figured out.
Later, bitches.
All right. Have a good one.
Late.